Let's move on, inshallah. Take a deep breath, as my brother Zubair says. He definitely nails this session, so I will try my best to keep up with his form, inshallah. So look, it's important to work as a team. We've just heard from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Quran. So at least one lesson per week you should be conveying to somebody you know. Unfortunately nowadays we don't have the opportunity to sit together in masjid, but you can divide it into pieces and teach each other through social media, through your WhatsApp groups, etc., and propagate the message that you're understanding or affirming your understanding in, inshallah. And also we would like to remind you that, the hadith that we share with you pretty much every weekend is that Muhammad ﷺ says that the best of you is the one who understood the Quran and also taught the Quran. It's an and relationship again. So please make an intention, to once you've completed the course that you will, inshallah, do some training. Dr. Zafar is an excellent trainer, and then you will propagate and be a teacher of this level, inshallah. So today we will continue with fail mudare, which is basically the present or the future tense. We will, like always, use TPI, which is hearing it, seeing it, thinking it. We use our brain, all the senses Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with. We say it, so you need to say it and repeat after us at home with the signs, with the hand movements, show it. And of course, do it with your heart, inshallah. Refresh your dua, Rabbi zidni ilman. And if you're doing this collectively at home, do it together, So let's practice with the words that were covered yesterday by Brother Zubair. So skip over all of this because you've only covered this yesterday. So let's do, with Dr. Zafar's help, let's practice. So I will do the signs, and please do this at home as well. So yansuru is a word we covered yesterday. Yansuru means he helps. So yansuru, he helps.
Yansuru, he helps.
Yansuruna, they help.
Yansuruna, they help.
Tansuru, you help.
Tansuru, you help.
Ansuru, I help.
Ansuru, I help.
Tansuruna, you all help.
Tansuruna, you all help.
Nansuru, we help.
Nansuru, we help.
Jazakallah khair. So remember, brothers and sisters, that the words on the right-hand side of your screen is the past tense, which we've covered in previous lessons. So the hand movements were slightly lower at abdomen level. Nasara, nasaru, nasarta, nasartu, nasartum, nasarna, because it was past tense. Now with the ones we're looking at today, this is in fact what you covered yesterday, it's slightly higher. Yansuru, yansuruna, tansuru, ansuru, tansuruna, nansuru. And this is for present or future tense, just like it says on the screen. That's why our hand movements need to be a little bit higher. At the start, I was doing it a little lower. So that other word we covered yesterday with Brother Zubair was yakhluku, which means he creates. So yakhluku, he creates.
Yakhluku, he creates.
Yakhlukuna, they create.
Yes. Yakhlukuna, they create.
Takhluku, you create.
Takhluku, you create.
Akhluku, I create.
Akhluku, I create.
Takhlukuna, you all create.
Takhlukuna, you all create.
Nakhluku, we create.
Nakhluku, we create.
Jazakallah khair. And I think this was probably homework from yesterday. So let's practice together. Yaskuru, he remembers.
Yaskuru, he remembers.
Yaskuruna, they remember.
Yaskuruna, they remember.
Tazkuru, you remember.
Tazkuru, you remember.
Askuru, I remember.
Askuru, I remember.
Tazkuruna, you all remember.
Tazkuruna, you all remember.
Naskuru, we remember.
Naskuru, we remember.
Jazakallah khair. So obviously there's a pattern here. The word is different, but the signs and the direction of the signs, the height is exactly the same. So you can appreciate a pattern. So this is another word that was for homework yesterday, and mashallah, Brother Zubair is 100% correct that the Kul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, the one of the kuls that we haven't covered yet in this lessons, we will inshallah in one of the lessons to come. You will appreciate after learning these words, understanding them, the beauty of Kul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, the surah itself. So let's please be doing this at home with us. Ya'budu, he worships.
Yabudu, he worships.
Ya'buduna, they worship.
Yabuduna, they worship.
Ta'budu, you worship.
Tabudu, you worship.
Ta'budu, I worship.
Abudu, I worship.
Ta'buduna, you all worship.
Abuduna, you all worship.
Na'budu, we worship.
Nabudu, we worship.
Jazakallah khair. So na'budu Allah, we all worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's move on to today's lesson. That was revision just for yesterday's lesson. So today we will cover some new words, and two of those new words are daraba, which means he hit, and sami'a, which means he listened. Sami'a should be familiar, right? Sami Allahu liman hamida, and you've covered this with Jaleel sir in a couple of lessons back, I think. So sami'a, he listened. Daraba, he hit. Okay. So these are the past tense. So today, daraba, sami'a, you covered with Brother Zubair as actual words in that tense. So today we will look at the present form or the future form, just like we did with the words that we've just revised from yesterday. So daraba was he hit in the past. So yadribu is he hits. Yadribuna, they hit. Tadribu, you hit. Adribu, I hit. Tadribuna, you all hit. And nadribu, we hit. Okay, so we will practice this with you right now, Dr. Zafar and I, and you will be repeating with us inshallah at home. Yadribu, he hits.
Yazribu, he hits.
Yadribuna, they hit.
Yazribuna, they hit.
Tadribu, you hit.
Tazribu, you hit.
Adribu, I hit.
Azribu, I hit.
Tadribuna, you all hit.
Tazribuna, you all hit.
Nadribu, we hit.
Nadribu, we hit.
Okay, let's do grammar only. Yadribu, yadribuna.
Yazribu, yazribuna.
Tadribu, adribu.
Tazribu, azribu.
Tadribuna, nazribu.
Tazribuna, nazribu.
Okay, so now we will do it in English only. He hits, they hit.
He hits, they hit.
You hit, I hit.
You hit, I hit.
You all hit, we hit.
You all hit, we hit.
Okay, so remember the fingers, the difference between singular and plural. Yadribu, yadribuna. Tadribu, adribu. You hit, I hit. Tadribuna is 4 fingers. You all hit. Nadribu, we hit. 4 fingers pointing towards us. We hit. So let's do it one more time. Yadribu, he hits.
Yazribu, he hits.
Yadribuna, they hit.
Yazribuna, they hit.
Tadribu, you hit.
Tazribu, you hit.
Adribu, I hit.
Azribu, I hit.
Tadribuna, you all hit.
Tazribuna, you all hit.
Nadribu, we hit.
Nazribu, we hit.
Jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah, we've added one more word in a future and present tense to our vocab today. And likewise, we will do the same. Please be doing this at home with this next word. Yasma'u, he listens.
Yasma'u, he listens.
Yasma'una, they listen.
Yasma'una, they listen.
Tasma'u, you listen.
Tasma'u, you listen.
Asma'u, I listen.
Asma'u, I listen.
Tasma'una, you all listen.
Tasma'una, you all listen.
Nasma'u, we listen.
Nasma'u, we listen.
Yasma'u, yasma'una.
Yasma'u, yasma'una.
He listens, they listen.
He listen, they listen.
Tasma'u, asma'u.
Tasma'u, asma'u.
You listen, I listen.
You listen, I listen.
تسمعون نسمع.
تسمعون نسمع.
You all listen, we listen.
You all listen, we listen.
We will just do Arabic now. يسمع يسمعون.
يسمعوا يسمعون.
تسمع أسمع.
تسمعوا أسمعوا.
تسمعون نسمع.
تسمعون نسمع.
Jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah. So these are the two words that we are going to cover in the class. And now let's use these words in conversing terms. So maza means what? And it's used with the verbs. Maza yasma'u. What did you listen to? And the answer will be, sir?
يسمع القرآن.
Yasma'ul Qur'an. He listened to Qur'an. Maza yasma'una. What did they listen to?
يسمعون القرآن.
They listened to Al-Qur'an. Subhanallah. Jazakallah khair. Maza tasma'u. What did you listen to?
أسمع القرآن.
Asma'ul Qur'an. I listened to Al-Qur'an. Alhamdulillah. Maza tasma'una. What did you all listen to?
نسمع القرآن.
Nasma'ul Qur'an. We are all listening to Al-Qur'an. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So, this is a reminder. The Brother Zubair explains it, mashallah, beautifully, that the changes are in the past tense, are at the end. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altu, fa'altum, fa'alna. So it's all changing at the end. La'lu, la'lu, ta'tu, tumna. And in the present and future tense, it's changing up front. Yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, sorry, in the middle part. Yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu. I apologize. At the start. Yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu. So taf'alu, af'alu, the change is at the start. Ta and a. Ta is for you and a is for I. Taf'alu, you do. Af'alu, I do. Taf'aluna, you all do. Naf'alu, we do. So that's the, inshallah, another way to remember. Along with practice. Practice makes perfect. And this TPI, also when you practice in the class, you practice at home. Dr. Zafar, mashallah, sends us the videos of the lessons as well. So we can always recap. So here are the 4 words that actually constitute the patterns, okay? So fataha is yaftahu. Fataha, yaftahu. So it's all in the, at the top, the change is all at the top. Nasara, yansuru. So the change is in the dhamma with yansuru. And daraba, yadribu. The change is inverse. So fatah becomes kasra. Sami'a, yasma'u. It's the opposite. Kasra becomes fatah. So there's a pattern here. And actually, some of the words, so we've covered fa'ala, yafalu, ja'ala, yaj'ulu in the previous, and khalaqa, zakara, abada, and yakhluku, yaskuru, ya'budu, we revised today. And yesterday, mashallah, Brother Zubair only taught them yesterday. So they've been added already. There's some words on the daraba, yadribu format that we will cover in the future lessons, like ghafara, yaghfiru. And then with sami'a, today we covered yasma'u, he listens. And the next 2 words are on this pattern. The kasra becomes fatha in the present and future tense. So sami'a became yasma'u. Likewise, the 2 words in the homework are on that pattern. But before we go there, the easy way to remember this, these 4 formats, is actually with a phrase, just like we use the phrase inshallah inna allaha ma sabirin. So this, in the phrase here would be fataha is to open, right? So if you open the Quran, which is what we're trying to understand, nasra means help. Allah will help you, right? Daraba, we covered today in the present form. Daraba means hitting, right? Otherwise you will be hit. Na'uzubillah. Sami'a. Sami'a means listening. Therefore, listen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the sense of hearing. Subhanallah, we listen to the Quran, and we all need to evaluate how much, firstly myself, how much we're absorbing and listening and trying to follow. So the phrase here is, if you open the Quran, Fataha, Allah will help you, Nasara, otherwise you will be hit, Daraba. Therefore, listen, Sami'a. Subhanallah. You can absorb this in your own time a little bit more. MashaAllah, let's look at the other two words quickly. We have some time. So alima is he knew. Okay, alima, he knew. And amila is he did. Okay, so likewise, like we've done with daraba and sami'a, we've looked at their present and future form in the class earlier today. Alima and amila are on the weight of sami'a. So the changes are similar to sami'a. Sami'a became yasma'u. So what would alima become? Ya'lamu. Okay. Ya'lamu, he knows. Ya'lamuna, they know. Ta'lamu, so remember the changes at the front. Ta'lamu, you know. A'lamu, I know. Ta'lamuna, you all know. Na'lamu, we know. So mashallah, we're doing okay for time. Let's practice this, even though this is homework for you. Let's practice this once. Ya'lamu, he knows.
Ya'lamu, he knows.
Ya'lamuna, they know.
Ya'lamuna, they know.
Ta'lamu, you know.
Ta'lamu, you know.
A'lamu, I know.
A'lamu, I know.
Ta'lamuna, you all know.
Ta'lamuna, you all know.
Na'lamu, we know.
Na'lamu, we know.
Ya'lamu, ya'lamuna.
Ya'lamu, ya'lamuna.
Ta'lamu, a'lamu.
Ta'lamu, a'lamu.
Ta'lamuna, na'lamu.
Ta'lamuna, na'lamu.
Jazakallah khair. And likewise, it's the same for amila. Okay, amilu salihat, mashallah, we only covered this together today, right? Earlier in a beautiful surah, Surah Asr. So ya'malu, he does.
Ya'malu, he does.
Ya'maluna, they do.
Ya'maluna, they do.
Ta'malu, you do.
Ta'maluna, you do.
Ta'malu, you do.
Ta'malu, you do.
A'malu, I do.
Amalu, I do.
Ta'maluna, you all do.
Ta'maluna, you all do.
Na'malu, we do.
Na'malu, we do.
Okay, please be repeating this at home. It's bonus today, huh? Homework. Ya'malu, ya'maluna.
Ya'malu, ya'maluna.
Ta'malu, a'malu.
Ta'malu, amalu.
Ta'maluna, na'malu.
Ta'maluna, na'malu.
He does, they do.
He does, they do.
You do, I do.
You do, I do.
You all do, we do.
You all do, we do.
Jazakallah khair, sir. So we will always, like always, we'll end with a learning tip. MashaAllah, it's actually homework number 7 that you see on the homework reminders. And it's reading, getting in the habit of reading a different surah in our daily salah. And sometimes we're in the habit of, me, myself, guilty as charged, we read the shortest surahs. Not only we're rushing our salah, mashallah, Jaleel sir always advises us to pace our salah down. So giving our brain an opportunity to understand what the beautiful message of our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes we're in the habit of just reading the shortest surahs that we know. Qul huwallahu ahad, inna ataynakal kawthar. Of course, they can be read. They're beautiful surahs. But in order to help ourselves, the surahs that we are understanding, we should incorporate them in our salah as well. And then, inshallah, when we're reading slightly at a good pace, we will understand the meaning more and we will gain more in our salah by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the message here. Recite different surahs, especially the ones you understand. You will have multiple benefits. You will enjoy your tilawah. You will focus more. And you will have a chance to revise what we are covering in different lessons. Subhanallah. And without a doubt, your memory will improve, inshallah. So, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have covered 174 words altogether by the end of our 14th session. 18 new words were picked today in today's collective 14A, 14B, grammar class included. So, in total tally now, mashallah, give yourselves a pat on the back. Your total tally is over 36,500 times out of the 78,000 words in Quran Kareem. So mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very kind, the most merciful, most beneficent, and has made this Quran an easy book for us to understand. A reminder for the homeworks again, inshallah, you will be absorbing this slide and you would know what the homework is by now. Vocab sheet we've already talked about, and the best way to learn is teach brothers and sisters and even dearest children. You can understand what you're understanding, you can share with your friends. And here's a reminder, there's a website, understandquran.com, where you can gain extra material from. But alhamdulillah, Dr. Zafar is already sending everything you need in the WhatsApp group. So we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us recite Quran properly, understand it, ponder and implement it, so we can propagate and memorize it, inshallah. And we end with the dua, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Thank you.